All right. What's up, everybody? How the hell's it going? Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. So I'm waiting to find out. I'm supposed to get interviewed tonight by NovaStar for the School of Thought, which is her podcast. We will see if that happens. I haven't been able to get a hold of her for but I only started trying a few minutes ago. We set this up last night, and I said, "Yep, no problem. We can do it today." And so here we are. So it's going to be. I think it's going to be a really good interview. We'll see. Otherwise, we'll just hang out. We'll have some fun. We'll talk some shit. What is up, man? We just got people in here. That's what happened. We got Smoking Spaceman, Polis, Mikey Balls, the Insane Wheels, Jason, the Vox Populi 1788. What is up? Effing Epic's in here. Joseph is in the house. What is up, my man? What is up? We're just waiting on NovaStar to reach out to me. I am paying attention to the Discord. If you see me looking over left and right, that's what I'm doing. Because we were supposed to, we talked about this last night. Just kind of not really a last minute thing, but it kind of impromptu, We were just kind of messing around. I don't really want that to fall off of there, but whatever. And so yeah, we're just getting stuff together, getting it done. And so we'll see if she hits me up here in the next few minutes, and we get this interview started. If not, that's okay. I'll just do a quick show, spend a couple hours with you guys, and we'll move on. I am doing a debate on Friday night. Tom Foolery is doing a new show, kind of like a Piers Morgan-esque show, with probably 5 to 6 guests total, or 5 or 6 people total. So it'd be Tom being the moderator host, and then probably 4 or 5 invites. It's should be good. We're going to be, once again, I will be discussing the Minneapolis shooting and ICE, possibly some other topics, but those two are the hot button right now. We'll see what happens. I've literally been streaming, seems like every day. I'm only going to be on tonight until about 9 o'clock, because and that's assuming that we get this interview started, because I've got to go play late tennis with my wife. Mr. Emmett says, when the best at, hang on. I have never been more justified on my hate of libertarians than yesterday, when the best that cried like a bitch when Jay Dyer once again proved that they will do anything and everything, including pay more in taxes for his right to cum. I'm not really sure that accurately reflects the position, but he doesn't want to pay any taxes. Actually, I agree with that. I don't want to pay any taxes either. Fabian was on it roll last night. Well, he has fully embraced this no borders policy. Like, he used to be like, yeah, you need borders, whatever. And actually, it's been a while now that he kind of made the conversion from believing in borders to calling them imaginary lines on a map that should not be enforced. So I don't know. It was a good time, though. It was kind of a good time, just kind of argue with it. I don't think he was crying because of ICE. He was laughing mostly at ICE. So, but yeah, it's an interesting position. I don't think he really cares about cooming. He's not a coomer gremlin. He's not like Destiny. He doesn't like the left at all. So, and apparently his true disdain is reserved for commies, which is why I had that great. Where is it? Do I have the meme still? Do I have it? Do I have the meme? I don't have the meme. What? Yeah. Oh well. That's okay. To make Greenland great again. I don't do. Did you see where the Russians were talking about that today? If all 5,500 or 55,000 people voted to join Russia, they'd accept it. And I also agree. I kind of agree with this. I think he teaches constitutional law, but I don't think he's a constitutional lawyer. Um, so, but he does sound exactly like a con law teacher who has a lot of theory but no practical working knowledge. Unless ICE is the one that does the action in self defense, then they deserve it. Oh, hold on, I must have missed something. No, I didn't miss anything. Hmm. I don't know, Emmett. He'll be glad to debate you. He is a debating fool. He loves the debate. I was on CT's earlier today. I was just kind of mucking about in the garage and took a few minutes to relax and hang out with CT. And CT's man, these FBA dudes. You hears a few years ago that the ice is breaking up there in the north and shipping lanes are on the minds of countries. Y'all ever hear that? No, I hadn't heard that part. I have not heard that part. I have actually not heard that part. That would actually surprise me though. I think she's live now. So let's go bug her. That's why she's not answering on the disting cord. Me un- Not paying attention to chat, I guess. Hey, Kissy Cat, how are you? What's up, Barn Diesel? Not paying to the chat. I'll just wait. I'm patient. Is there a specific topic for the interview or just whatever crosses the minds? I'm really not sure. Not my interview. I mean, I'm being interviewed. Should be very interesting, though. Should be a great time. Let's see what other thing while we're waiting. Let's talk about some other stuff here. You'll do it, Emmett. Awesome, dude. I'll see if I can set that up. I was trying to get him a. I was trying to get him a really cool debate with Mooncake, but Mooncake is, I guess, I don't know, something. He's going back to Canada land. What's up with the word or World War? Let's see. I don't know what's going on with Word War or World War debates. No idea. What's up, Powder Dusty? What's up, Marte? Both in at the same time. How is that even possible? You guys know where each other are. Ice is you'll do a debate on my channel or whose channel? Ice is a net positive, currently getting opposition for this now. Okay, that's fine. I want Shapernagy. Whatever. Okay. Oh, my channel. Yeah, man, that's cool. We can debate whenever. So apparently, Mikey Balls, there is a word war and a world war debate. I am gonna do that mullet, baby. That's I was actually supposed to make that call today, and I got really busy. I was on the phone literally all day. I literally got off of the phone, right as I walked in here. So, I was providing some what? What am I providing? Yeah, we're definitely having the thing on the thing. Yeah, Word War Andrew was supposed to be part of that. His schedule doesn't align, so, let's see, what am I looking for here? I'm yeah, yeah, Gavin McGinnis, probably, yeah, filled in for Andrew, and they know each other, so that was probably a good deal. That's Tario's Enrique Tario's one of his businesses is sponsoring Word War debates. Andrew had like a bunch of scheduling conflicts, and with his move and everything, he just wasn't able to spend the time that show really needs, and that's my understanding anyway. I haven't honestly talked to Andrew about it, so I have no idea. So this is not going to be as much of an interview as it's just going to be. I'm going to go over on uh, Nova Stars, and we're going to watch some content and make fun of people. I think so. That'll be fun. That's going to be cool. So I'm in the Streamyard now, and here we go. So here we go. Hey, what's up? I can hear you. Can you hear me? Perfect. Awesome. Oh, thank you. Yes. One of the shows I do is I just launched a new channel called Gun Prattle, and so this is the background that I use for that. I mean, this I redid the studio, so it was more appropriate for that. So yeah, yeah, I do a little bit of everything. Most what I do is commentary for sure. I don't know. Yeah, I don't do reviews very. Matter of fact, I don't know that I've ever done kind of a review or anything like that where I've watched something and then commented on it. But I comment on the events and more of a satirist, honestly. So mm, okay, okay,
We love men, not like that though, but we love men and we want men to be happy and healthy, like, you know what I mean? So
okay.
I just wanted to clarify it wasn't like something weird, like, ooh, we're a bunch of, freaks or something. No, but we want to help men and make sure that they get everything that they need covered. So we were actually talking about that right before the stream started. So
okay. Well,
yeah.
I think that there's a really large disconnect between what women think about how they should act around or how they should treat men and how they actually should act around and how they should treat men and what men actually really want out of them. So it's good that you're doing that.
Yeah, and that's definitely a two-way street for sure. But the next stream is about men's health, though.
Okay.
We're not really talking about dynamics of relationships, but
right you're making fun of what's her name, Jenner, right?
Kind of
making
the ties. Yeah, making observations. The ties in Hollywood that also leak into the political scene is far more tentacles into both sides than what people really realize. And I have a background in that.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know how much you know about me. I used to be a studio musician. I've done some acting, and so I was a professional dancer, and I've done some other stuff. And so I've met and known a lot of celebrities, and yeah.
All right. So when and I don't mean to distract or pull you too far off of your the subject matter there, but what would you say that was a really nice synopsis there, but what would you say your position is? Are you kind of more on the liberal degenerate kind of, whatever calls the I don't even know.
I'm very conservative.
You're very conservative. Okay, that's
I'm an independent. I'm an independent, but I'm conservative fiscally and socially and stuff like that.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah. I'm also related to a whole shitload of presidents.
Are you really?
Oh yes, I am. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, all of the Adams and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. I mean, it all sounds awesome. So I won't interfere too much. We can.
Oh, okay. Well, no. If you've got something to say, by all means, let's go.
Kris Jenner's birthday bash because of the Bruno Mars performance. I don't mean to be mean or negative, but this party gave extremely bad vibes. And if you watch this video back or just go look online, most everyone walking in.
My girl is here. Welcome in. Hello, Talk.
I don't know. Let me know your thoughts below.
The whole thing was just weird because we never see Bill Gates partying with the Kardashians. Same with Mark Zuckerberg. So why did they decide to make an exception for Kris? And why this year? Is it just a coincidence that the party took place just days after Epstein's emails were leaked?
His wife divorced him right after a bunch of stuff had come out about kids and stuff on his security footage and on his computer. Did you know Bill Gates' wife divorced him?
But I mean, that kind of figures, right?
Yeah. So if we look at who Bill Gates and Epstein and all those people are hanging with, I guess we could all say they're all kind of like diddlers now, aren't they?
I mean, if you're guilty by association, certainly. But isn't it interesting that like most of the salt of the earth people I know that go to work every day and they go to the they get off at 5 o'clock or whatever, they go to a bar, they play a couple of games of darts with their boys, and they go home to their wives or girlfriends or whatever. They get up the next day, do the same thing. Those guys aren't doing any of that stuff.
No, they're not.
You have all of these like super wealthy people that have every advantage in the world, and they're fucking degenerate. Oh, can I curse on your show? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, a little bit. We can do that as long as we don't hit the TOS too much.
No, I don't hit TOS, but I emphasize things. So, but I mean, isn't it so weird that they have every advantage in life that you could possibly ask for, and they're degenerate? They're absolutely degenerate.
Yes. Yeah, that's the point. Mm-hmm. That's the point. I'm basically showing everybody that this is how criminal rings work. You're looking at America living in some of the largest criminal rings that you've seen, period, bar none, right now, right underneath our noses, and everybody's asleep at the wheel.
The emails that mentioned a lot of the same people who attended Kris's party? Well, the internet doesn't seem to think it's a coincidence. In fact, a lot of people are saying this party wasn't actually a party, but a secret meeting for the Epstein elite to check on each other and make sure no one talks.
You continue to meet with him over several years, and that, in other words, a number of meetings.
You like how he has that evil, the evil hand rub? I'm just waiting for him to go like this next, and do a cackle. But yeah, Bill Gates, creep.
What did you do when you found out about his background?
Well, I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Is there a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
Well, he's dead, so in general, you always have to be careful.
Allegedly,
allegedly.
he's dead.
Yes, allegedly.
I'm very proud of what we've done in philanthropy.
Do you think he's dead?
I do, but I think I just like to stoke the fires of the conspiracy theorist in my chat.
Yes, I actually kind of think he might not be.
Okay.
Because he used to leave all the time out of the prison in Florida to go to his island every single day. So
Yeah,
I'm
he
kind of
only
like,
had to be back every night, right?
exactly. So it's kind of like, why would somebody with so much information on everyone suddenly necessarily just, they could just get him out of there and say he died. And nobody really has the footage, right? So there you go. All the cameras conveniently went off. So
Yep. Yeah.
So let's stoke some more of that conspiracy theory.
Yeah. I can't wait for the conspiracy theorist in my chat to just hit red line.
Yeah. Yeah, let us know.
Be very proud of the work.
Here's what people on Reddit are saying about Chris's party. Someone asked, I really don't understand why these people would be around, let alone celebrate effing Kris Jenner. And then another user responded, because she's a pimp that they have somehow directly been involved with and profited from or off of or paid to gain other pleasures through. It's not rocket science.
Okay, that's kind of stretching it a bit much. I mean, she was married to Kardashian on OJ's case. Okay. So like she's always had ties into the industry through him for quite some time. So those are all speculatory, and most of those are obvious statements that don't necessarily have any real facts to back them up. They all know each other. They're all rich. It is what it is.
Someone else added, people don't get it. This shows just how influential she truly is. This is Epstein level pimpage. And another person wrote, Ghislaine Maxwell got caught. Do you think she might too? Fingers crossed. But there's another parallel between Kris and Ghislaine. See, Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine weren't just predators, they were also financial criminals. Evidence shows that JP Morgan Chase Bank massively underreported Epstein's suspicious transactions to the US government for decades, potentially breaking federal anti-money laundering laws. JP Morgan reportedly opened 134 accounts and moved over $1 billion for Epstein, while ignoring warnings it could fuel his crimes. And Deutsche Bank did the same. Now, what does this have to do with Kris Jenner? Well, if you know anything about her rise to power in Hollywood, you know she's faced allegations of money laundering and shady business deals.
I really hope, Grid, that law change is going to happen through Trump about the whether or not BlackRock and all of those investment firms can buy up all of our residential homes anymore.
You know what's interesting about that, and this is one of those things I find is just kind of weird for that people talk about all the time. So BlackRock, Vanguard, and there's a Blackstone. They don't actually own that much residential real estate as people think they do. They own a lot of commercial. Obviously they own a ton. They do, but they don't own that much residential. But what they did is they owned the notes to companies like Progress and American Homes for Rent and Liberty Homes and all of these other people. And what they've done is that they've made loans to those companies. And so there is kind of a thing there, but really they're just like a bank holding a debt. They don't have any control over those properties, but they get all the heat while these other companies are literally buying up entire neighborhoods, and people are blaming BlackRock and Vanguard and all of that. Which is very interesting. That it would be better, honestly, if BlackRock did own all of the residential homes, because as they start losing equity, as the market has shifted, you have to understand that a brokerage fund like BlackRock, they're not married to any of those investments. The second they start underperforming or the wind changes, they're gone. They're not
That's
in
true.
real estate for the long haul. They're here to make a buck and move on. That's their job. That's literally their job. And so the fact that I'm actually really I'm very interested. I have been for a little while now as to why a lot of these companies that do actually buy up all the property are still holding them. Because the scariest thing in the world right now is that America Homes for Rent, Progress, Liberty, all of these other companies that own, again, literally entire neighborhoods. In my neighbor, have not even, I could walk, 3 blocks and be in a neighborhood. It's all Progress. Literally every home's a rental home. The scariest thing in the world is that those companies suddenly decide to sell all those homes because it will tank the market.
It would.
It will literally destroy the market. And
It would. You're absolutely correct on that.
and people lose so much equity in their homes. And so I understand what the public believes, and I understand what the real thought is. But the reality is so much different, right? It's so much.
Yeah.
And I can say this now because my wife doesn't work anymore. But BlackRock was a client of my wife when she worked at Goldman Sachs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you
Sean.
more than that.
No, I know that because they have NDAs that they sign just
Yes,
like all the
yes, yeah,
celebrities do
yeah.
and all that stuff. Sean is also into finance, and he says, I don't think BlackRock is getting into single family homes to flip them. They want to jack up rents and extract
No, they
cash
don't care
flow.
about
Before you go on, let's give our guest Grid a proper shout out. And if anyone wants to subscribe, it's Grid Motorsports. An Unreasonable Man right here on YouTube is his channel, and he's very based. Enjoy, gentlemen.
I try very hard. No, he's right. They're not trying to flip the homes. What they were doing was equity harvesting. Okay.
Mhm.
So these funds, they buy things that are going to go up in value. And one of the things that really happened is back even pre-COVID is the real estate market was gathering a lot of equity. So if you bought a $200,000 home between 2020, which when COVID hit, and 2022, mid 2022,
Mhm.
a $200,000 home could easily double in value. And
That's true.
And so there were companies out there that were equity harvesting. Okay. And so what they do is they go line their portfolio with these properties and then draw loans out on the equity in their house. Now, the problem is that a lot of those companies are in serious financial trouble right now because they took out those loans based on 2023 amount of equity, right? So they owed $200,000 and the house was worth $400,000. So they were able to pull out $175,000. But the mortgage stays the same, right? And so now that the market's been sliding now since 24, the equity is just it's not as good to equity harvest. Well, I mean, I've been buying houses. We bought 20 houses this year in Ohio because of this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I think
you have a second income and business of what are you house flipping?
retired.
Are you renting?
I'm technically retired. So, but we have an investment fund where someone like you, for example, you could you could come to us and say, we have a minimum investment of $75,000, and you say, hey, I've got this money, go do something with it. And we use that money to purchase houses. And then we do actually rent them and do the rental incomes and all of that, which is what BlackRock doesn't do. BlackRock doesn't do any of that. I mean, they're a financial money-making machine.
I don't think they're allowed to the way it's set up anyways. They'd
Yeah,
probably
they
have
really
to turn
aren't.
it over to somebody else in order to get that
But
done.
they
It would be
do
conflict of
loans.
interest.
They do,
Yes,
and
they do.
they don't call them loans. Okay, they're not a bank. They don't call them loans. They make investments in companies that they're going to get paid back for, and a lot of those investments are in companies like Progress, American Homes for Rent, Liberty. There's like 10 big companies across the country. But we buy, I buy houses. We charge rate, whatever the rent, whatever the market rent is, and away we go. So, but it is an interesting thing. I think Trump is doing this to appease the public who has a perception that this is what's happening, and I don't think it's going to matter a lot, except it'll make a lot of people really happy in the midterms.
I'm kind of wondering why they're saying investment firms are doing that if they're not necessarily technically doing that, and they're just holding, unless it's keeping them from being able to just buy up and hold in general.
Well,
that could be the issue.
I mean, hedge funds don't really do that so much. I mean, but there's a public perception that that's what they do, is that literally someone from BlackRock is buying the house down the street from you, when that's not the case. All hedge funds are loan sharks. What do you?
Trigger bad BlackRock sounds like a lot. Yes,
they're all loan sharks. I mean,
they are.
That's how that works. You know.
Are we ready to finish this video so I can move it along?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I just want to make sure I can move it along so we're not sitting stagnant with this stupid video.
I apologize.
Maybe not.
No, you're good. You're good.
Not on
We're
the
having
same
good-
level as
we're having
Epstein
good
and Ghislaine,
conversation.
but the pattern is undeniable. And then Chris has also been accused of running a tax scam through her own private church. Chris calls herself a lover of Christ on social media, but calling her a Christian is a stretch, especially since she literally owns a church that hits members with insane fees. In 2009, Chris founded California Community Church, where members have to pay $1,000 a month and also donate 10% of their income. And since the church is registered as a charity, Chris gets a 10% tax break every year. Meanwhile, those monthly membership fees.
Oh, but they're failing to mention, Grid, that Yeezy started his own church first. So that's kind of the pot. Yeah, Yeezy started his own church. So that's kind of the pot calling the kettle black. Now, this is the same thing a lot of rich people do, because most people know that, you make more money getting other people to give and invest on 501c3s than anything else. So that's another way of funneling tax money.
Yeah. Churches are, these weird churches are just, I don't know. They're
like
really-
Christian
they're really-
Scientology. Yeah, it's a Christian Scientology. You have to pay
There was a
huge
church
membership
here.
at the front.
There was a church here that was called, it was based on losing weight or something.
What?
Yeah. It
thing I ever
started out
heard.
as this like, I don't know. I cannot remember what it's called, but the founder and her husband and all of that, they died in a plane crash a few years ago, and it's I can find it. It's an amazing story of literally like cultism, creating a cult.
Which
And
is
that's exactly what it sounds like. Jenner's done is they create a cult. There's an exclusivity element to it, so you have to pay to be there, and now you're like all of the cool kids and
Christian Scientology, the same thing.
yeah. I believe that Scientology in and of itself is just crazy.
It is crazy. But just like Sean said, even L. Ron Hubbard said the real money is in religion, and it is.
Mhm.
Look at some of the sects that we have. They're very, very rich. Catholicism is one of them. I'm not saying anything against good Catholics. I'm not doing that, but I'm just saying that's one of the richest ones. And so
Yeah. I think it's just really easy to take advantage of people who really, really need to believe something and will do anything to do it.
it's extremely easy. Unfortunately, he says, "Hang on, let me start my Buddhist cardio cult for tax benefits." Yeah, that's about right.
You know what? You totally should do that in New York City. You'll make $1 million.
You would. It would be a smashing hit. Let's move on.
These go straight into her pocket. And whenever one of her kids needs a tax write-off, they just donate to her church, keeping the money in the family. And get this, Kim was recently caught listing Chris's church as the beneficiary of her eBay charity auctions. Tax records from PayPal Charitable Giving Fund show California Community Church raked in nearly $45,000 from Kim's sales. But there's more. Reports have been floating around that the Kardashians' constant real estate flipping might be another way they move money around. After news broke that Kylie is building yet another mega home right next to Kris's mansion, people started speculating online that all this non-stop construction could be part of a larger money-moving scheme. And then there's Corey.
Good way to do it.
It is a good way to do it, but these normies don't understand that, especially in California, if you have about 10 to 15% of the original structure still up, it's nothing but a tax write-off. So they're just constantly using tax write-offs and funneling money. This is business 101. This is how the rich stay rich. And then they think it's all one way, but it's not all one way. It's to stay wealthy. Now, there's also implications that they're trying to say that her boyfriend of all these years might be CIA.
Gamble. There's so much sketchy stuff about Corey that he deserves his own video, but we have to mention him here because according to Kanye, Corey is the link between Kris's rumored criminal operation and law enforcement. Corey is rumored to have very deep ties to intelligence circles and some seriously powerful players. Back in 2022.
Yeah, why not? Maybe it's her personal bodyguard. Coco says, where to go? I worked on the set for Scientology Church in LA, and that was the most cultish thing I had ever witnessed. I believe you. You know, I once went into Jehovah's Witness church twice. I was dating somebody that I didn't know was supposed to be like me, and I found out later that they were converting to being a Jehovah's Witness, and they were trying to convert me and all of my money to get them to buy them a house. So I had me a little gold digger too at the same time. Fun times.
Kanye claimed Corey was CIA, saying he was sent in to infiltrate the family. And then this video leaked of Kanye talking to someone on the phone and again claiming that Corey is CIA.
He loves you, Coco.
Yes, Corey's CIA. Like, he didn't even gotta say it. I know it.
So when you put all these things together, it's not hard to see why people are side-eyeing Kris and those Epstein rumors. It's like suddenly Kanye's comments about Kris don't sound so crazy anymore.
Yes, but Kanye is still crazy. And he's also into reputation destruction, which is a very common narcissistic, sociopathic trait, especially with those who are mentally ill. So I take half of what he says with a grain of salt, but there we go. Another possible link into the Epstein connection. Now I have something from Cat Williams, from Diddy, and then we move into all of the California fraud. Now I'm from California. Did you know that?
I did not. I really actually don't know anything about you. So.
Oh, okay. I'm from California, born and raised, and I left a couple of years ago. I moved to Central Time, like you. So we're going to take a look at here. What is good old Cat Williams got to say? He says he's not crazy. He's just a little early. He's something all right for sure.
Early.
He's full of the devil, I would say. But that's just I'm also a preacher's daughter. I'm also that's my expert opinion on that one.
The body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
Tell him no.
I did.
No
Did
potting.
Cat Williams say too much? Hollywood's elite have a knack for these perverse humiliation rituals meant to emasculate and control young men. But even I wasn't ready for what Cat revealed to Shannon Sharp. Subscribe to Elites Exposed for more, and just take a look at this.
Right now,
They canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to my in front of all my people at my agency. What am I supposed to do? He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script. I get there, it's 3 other black guys on there. Woo. Huh.
So you wonder what they did to get
I told him no. What y'all do?
That's sure.
And Cat Williams has been trying to tell you this for more than 20 years. Hollywood and the music industry have had tentacles of control and blackmail spread deep and wide. And the likes of Sean Diddy and Harvey Weinstein are just the head of a very ugly octopus.
You know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. It's a cabal. It's a consortium. They rock with who they rock with, and they don't with who they don't.
But I don't think enough people take a moment to look away and truly absorb the depth of the evil they just stared into when it comes to this kind of blackmail. Because the people that operate it are thinking decades ahead and use every perverted vice you have against you. And here's what's tragic. They only need to find you in a moment of weakness once, and they control and blackmail you forever. If you don't believe me, watch this clip of a Cat Williams stand-up from all the way back in 2004, because he's been trying to tell you something for a long time, even before no one was willing to listen.
Motherfuckers be gay in Hollywood, you never fucking expected. They be having these big-ass mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that goddamn long. I'm excited in a motherfucker to be at the mansion party. You be looking in all the goddamn rooms, and you fuck around and look in the wrong room and shit.
I just went in the wrong room.
He's been places.
Yeah. Hard for life.
Nick, come here.
He ain't faking that. That's real.
Is that Andre 3000? I think that was Andre.
Now, I don't know if you've wondered this.
Now, Grid.
Yep.
You know who, you remember Mickey Rourke, right?
Yes.
I've walked him in a makeout session. Okay. So, legit. And now that guy is panhandling because he spent all doing drugs.
Yeah, I heard that.
He's like, yeah, GoFundMe because he's money, even though they get moved. They somehow just worse than things.
I think your internet's lagging a bit.
Right, it is. I see it. I'm starting. I think that might be what it wants to give and help out with anything. The dono will go towards the new system I'm currently working with. You can find me there on PayPal as Gun, Tip the Delightful Dancer, or Grid. You can go right to Grid's channel. Do you have a dono link I can show?
You can just go super chat. I do. I have Cash App and all of that, but I never. I forget all the time.
You don't push it.
Yeah, I don't.
Got it.
I should, but I don't because I suck at
internet.
I suck at
issues.
grifting.
Yeah, I don't really gift. I say if you want to help me, that's cool. If you
Yeah.
don't, I appreciate it. At least hit the like and the subscribe. I'm not much of a panhandler, you know.
Yeah, Mickey.
Like
it
I
really
have, but
surprised
think
me
about-
that Mickey Rourke is in such dire straits. You know, he got the parts. He got a couple of parts in movies just because people liked him and wanted to help him out.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah. And you know, he went into boxing at a really late age. Really messed his face up. He just messed his face up.
Well,
and then added all that surgery afterwards. It's like, oh, sir.
He had injured a lot. I mean, it wasn't just his
Yes, he
face.
did.
He got brutalized.
Yes, you're absolutely right. He did. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why he thought at such an old age he should go in there and start boxing. Like, is this a mental condition? Maybe too much drugs, possibly. But you know,
yeah.
Now you're looking at it. The result with his skirt, his high heels, and his dog in a purse. You know, so
I didn't know that
about it. Why?
Oh yeah. All
I
these
remember
guys.
the best movie that I remember him in was Harley Davidson and Marlboro Man.
9.5 weeks.
Mm.
Do you remember that one from the 80s with Kim Basinger?
Not really, but I kind of remember it. But I was young in the 80s.
Yes, well, I saw it later in like the 90s and early 2000s. But you should see 9.5 Weeks with Kim Basinger. That movie it's actually where they based a lot of some of the characters from like was it 50 Shades of Grey? Actually was based off of him, and then some of it was based off of the movie The Secretary, not the one with the horse, but Secretary with what's his name? I can't remember, with Maggie Gyllenhaal and what the hell was his name? I could see his face from Stargate. Can't remember his name.
Oh,
damn it!
Is it the Colonel guy? I can't think of his name, but
No, not Kurt Russell, the other guy with the glasses. He played the scientist.
Daniel something.
Here, let's look really quick because I can't remember. Here, let me hit the play. They'll tell you.
I do so
see, it
many of these
is-
cases and
I think the
stories of
character's name was
sexual
Daniel,
deviance involve men amongst each
usually know
other,
his name,
even when
too.
most
It's
of them are
ridiculous.
actually straight. Well, here's the dark, unspoken truth. When you're in those dimly lit private rooms and those secret freak-off parties, it's not about
James
lust.
Spader.
It's about a
That's
culture of initiation and humiliation rituals,
be cute
depending on
back
if
in
you're
the
a
day.
young guy
He's
looking
fat
to
and
get his
bald now.
big break, or someone seasoned looking to prove your loyalty to the people up top that sustain you. That's kind of what you see when John Cena inexplicably walks out naked at
Thank
an
you. I
unfunny
didn't see
award
that in
show, or
time.
Terry Crews wears feminine clothing in sketches a little bit too often. In fact, people like Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle have spoken about this and straight up refused stuff like this before, alleging it's actually a more deliberate attempt to humiliate and destroy their masculine ego for their Hollywood overlords. It all functions like a big cult, and depravity is their idea of worship. It's ultimately about power and control, and in the long shot, it's about keeping a leash of blackmail on them forever so they never get out of line and threaten the entire system.
You can't be so happy to change shit that
Hey,
you
Pat,
your life.
you.
You know how many celebrities went to Diddy's house
Eating with dinner.
thinking they was finna dance?
Obama.
How does that feel? You a grown ass man. You gotta leave Diddy party like that. You can't even sit down in the car. You got to drive all the way home, standing up.
And the sad part is, that's a shame. That
You get your thigh workout. You get your thigh workout crouched like that the whole time driving home, huh?
Did you ever? I watched a special once on. There's like these sports athlete stars, and they were talking about how a bunch of the men in these celebrity positions are on the down low where they're secretly doing gay stuff together. And I was like, that was the first time I'd ever heard that expression or anything like. I was like, that is nuts. Like, that's crazy to think about, that you have so much access to anything you want. You could literally get on a plane. Think about this. How messed up is it that you have enough money in your life? You have enough freedom in your life. You could clear your schedule like that. Get on a plane and fly to freaking Tahiti.
Mm-hmm.
Sit on a beach with absolutely gorgeous women.
Mm-hmm.
Or in your case, dudes. I'm not judging.
I know what you're saying. And then you still want the stick as opposed to those beautiful women.
Yeah, like there's.
Yes, I know, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like you can go out here and do whatever you want, and you choose to do the most depraved things.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. It's literally insanity. I don't have a whole lot that I have to do in life, right? Like I take care of my kids, good to my wife. My wife's awesome, by the way. And other than that, if I wanted to tomorrow, and I just said, you know what, the hell with streaming, the hell with any of my commitments for the rest of the month, my wife and I could get on a plane, go to China, go to Tahiti, go where the fuck we want.
Tahiti.
Now, we just don't, but we could. And it has never in my life crossed my mind to suck a man off.
Oh my God, we went there. This is how I know you're very straight.
It has never crossed my mind. Ever. Ever. Like, it's never been like, hey, you know what would be cool?
Let's just
go over to this party and whatever they're doing, we're going to do that. Like, I've been to parties where there's been some weird shit going on. I'm like, hey,
yeah.
I'm out.
So have I.
See,
I was like, let me out of here.
So it's, I mean, what is wrong with these people? You ever listen to Will Smith early in his career? He talked about how he had so much money that he would get on a plane and fly to France to buy a pair of jeans and take like 20 people with him just because. And he wasted a ton of money doing that. And he's like, I came out of that, like, changed my whole life, my whole outlook on everything. Because one day I woke up and I was basically broke.
Will Smith is gay. Full blown. Will Smith is gay, full blown gay. Full blown gay.
Really? You think so?
Oh, yeah, I know so, sir. Yes.
Okay. I mean, I believe you.
I've seen photos of him in hotel rooms with other men.
I mean, after Jada screwed him over, I mean,
it's always been a marriage of convenience. She started off as a drug pusher in the industry. She's a drug dealer.
I can believe that.
And she still has him on the hook, which is why he's always half baked when you see him. And she still has one of her own. She's also mentioned publicly, which I would have never done that, but she's also mentioned that she keeps one of her other family members in supply, but on check. So there's no ODing and stuff like that. So that's how she started off. She started off as a dealer going to all the parties. He's always been gay.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Why in the world? Again, you can do whatever you want. You have the money, you have the time, you have the convenience, you have the access. You do whatever you want. Why would you not? This is what's so just fucked up with modernity. Our predecessors, when they got a little bit of money ahead, when they had that freedom that comes with just not with basically like fuck you money, when they got there, they would take month-long trips to Cairo or something. Like they would go across, cross the
have an adventure.
Yeah, they would go have an adventure. Spend all summer traveling Europe on a train. Right? They did. They didn't go to Diddy parties. They just did.
No.
And if you have all of that access, you have all of that money, all of that freedom, and you want to do drugs? Seriously?
Well, heroin and stuff like that. Yeah, that's always been kind of an issue with people.
Yeah,
with
for sure. I get it. But I mean, really? That's what you want to do? Like,
you know about Hearst Castle, right? Hearst, Randolph William Hearst. Okay. Well, he was the original Playboy. He was the original Hugh Hefner. That's where Hugh Hefner modeled all his stuff off.
Yeah.
And I used to go to the castle all the time because I like it over there. It's the beach and the ocean on one side and the forest on the other. And you can still see zebras and stuff running around his property up there, by the way. But he started off with the grotto. He started off having the can we say sex on YouTube now? We started off having the sex parties and all of that stuff. And everybody back then did NDAs also. So this isn't new. And he was also a political figure of the time frame, the original mogul. They still own ESPN and many networks and all that stuff still today.
Sure.
Yeah. But I agree with you. Why do you have all of this money and you do the most inhumane, deprived shit? But that's kind of mankind's nature, isn't it? Once they get too much power, too much access, they always have the tendency to go into the dark avenues. It's hardly ever for good, not really good. It's always good based off of what's their particular philanthropist interests, like Bill Gates, like buying up all the land for food and stuff, it's like all this weird control stuff.
I just remember I grew up dirt poor, and I literally remember going, man, I get some money.
Yeah.
I'm going to do X. I'm going to have this adventure. I'm going to buy this thing. I'm going to do this thing. It was never, I'm going to go out and mess my life up.
Yeah, same. But we're more, I think, normal than some of them are.
Yeah, right.
I mean, seriously, because they also have a very high, offing themselves rate. It's like they've got all the, like, take Willie Nelson. I heard a song the other day. Trippy was there. I heard a song the other day and I passed it off to him. I was like, this is really good, but this sounds like somebody from Joe Cocker back in the day. And I looked it up, and sure enough, that's exactly who he'd modeled the song from. And one of his sons offed himself. And it's like, you've got all this money, all this access, all of everything that you could ever need or ever want. And yet you're still not happy. What's your problem? Get your shit together.
Right.
Like, just get it together. But they don't.
It sucks to suck, I guess. I don't know.
It sucks to suck in more than one way, right? Well, I'm glad to know you don't. One of the last heterosexual men in America.
Never been in the idea. Never been right there.
King, what are you upset with me about? Why are you upset with me? Let me know in a minute.
That's all too familiar to even the biggest names in the music and movie business that you may even love and admire. And shame is one of the greatest strings of manipulation anyone can ever have on you. I remember Terrence Howard said something that was hauntingly true. He said that as a man, you only give up your masculinity once, and after that, you never, ever get it back.
You know, but when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
But for Hollywood's corrupt elites, that's the problem.
Well, what we're looking at on that is basically you're starting to see what the men are doing after the women. Okay, if women have to do sexual crap to get to the top, now you're watching the men do it, and it's coming out to the forefront. And this isn't new, though. This has been going. Rock Hudson, you know, there's a whole slew of them, and they would often get them hooked on drugs. That's why I always tell the guys in the MGTOW, better be careful, because a lot of those guys are homosexuals, and they're telling straight guys that women are bad. Stay away from women, you know. And then you go so MGTOW that you go gay, and you don't ever come back. Just saying. And I got a massive history in theater, so it's not like I haven't seen it. And they get them hooked on drugs. Oh yeah. And then the next thing you know, they are, oh, I'm not just bi, I'm full-fledged gay now. That's the introduction to it. Are you familiar with any of that, Grid, or no?
Not really. All the people I know that are gay have said they were gay their whole lives. Like they don't, and even if they didn't, I don't think that they would admit otherwise, right? I think it would be like it would be a tough thing for them to come out and say, hey, I actually was straight, but now I'm gay because of whatever.
Yeah, most of those guys have always had something that they've been hiding, though. It's like women; they do that. They do that shit too. I used to have dancers all the time try to get me into lesbo crap, and I was like, "Get out of here with that shit! I ain't doing that." It was all the time, and some of them were part-time and as strippers, and they tried to get me in, and I was like, "No, thank you. I am not going to be a stripper. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe if I'm living on the street, ask me then. But until then, no." May have said what? Holy Nova just may have said something that she could be put that she could be put on a tombstone. Okay, well, whatever.
Being a man means you bring a lot of problems to their system. You're a cog in the machine that refuses to turn. Now multiply that by many hundreds, and you see the problem it creates for the.
Let's see. Paro, women live on easy mode, so they do anything to get what they want. I've never lived on easy mode. I don't know what you're talking about. I've worked for everything I own. No one's given me anything. And that's kind of offensive. Good thing I'm not a feminist, but that's all right.
The status quo. Those men refuse to be bullied, enforce their contracts.
Also, men who wish that they were women say things like that. Just saying.
Are willing to put up a fight and threaten to expose the evils of the system. And the corrupt system cannot tolerate that, no matter how depraved it has to become to ensure that it survives. Frankly, I think that's a truism about all clusters of centralized power at the top, not just in the music or movie business. True depravity and evil exists at the very top of the social hierarchy because that's the only way it knows how to cement its control when it becomes desperate. Comedian Charleston White has seen that up close himself, and he'll be the first to tell you that.
And I'm just saying what's been quoted, evil exists in high places. High places and high principalities. Evil don't exist among poor people. But some of the most evil things appear to happen down off in poverty. Nah, that ain't evil.
Thank you. Yes,
those are conditions and circumstances that have been created not by your choice. Evil exists at the top. Evil gets to decide which military drop bombs. That's evil. The destruction and disaster that these men can cause, and they never touch a battlefield, that's evil. They're sending other people children. That's evil.
And if you think about it, that's perhaps the truest thing ever across history. The only difference is that evil of this kind is much more difficult to hide in the modern age. That's exactly what you've seen over the last decade, as every single year has become a cascading collapse in the reputation of Hollywood and the music industry, as people realize the people up top have the same instincts of greed, lust, and hedonism as the rest of us, except it's multiplied by 1,000. But let me know if you agree, and subscribe to Elites Exposed for more.
Yeah, they have an appetite for things that are not accessible to everybody else. And the more debaucherous, the more yummy it is to them, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. That's pretty nuts.
It is. You know, how about we take a look at I can't see without my glasses, so if you're wondering why I'm taking that face, how about we take a look at the fraud thing in California, and then we'll finish it up with the last thing of the Diddy stuff.
Sure.
Because I know you do politics, so that will be good. So I don't have an editor. If I had an editor and somebody working with me, I would be putting my own videos together more. So, but I don't have that, so I have to use other people's videos in order to do some commentary. So if everybody's wondering, that's why I'm doing that. That's why I'm doing that. Let's see. We're exposing here, Benny. Tell us all about it. Now, before I left California 2 years ago, I actually went up past San Francisco into San Jose, all of those areas, and I was taking footage.
Yeah, I had a house in Hayward for a while.
Oh, you did? That's really cool. And you could see all the encampments and all of the drug use. Oh, they've destroyed my state. They've just completely, I would still be there if they hadn't been destroying my state. So if anybody's mad that Californians are moving out and taking over your state somewhere in the US, that's why, because they've destroyed mine. So here we go.
This has been one of the most encouraging days of my life in this business. This morning, we announced that we will be heading to California to investigate the massive fraud in that state that makes Minnesota look like child's play. You're
Indeed.
talking about fraud on a nation-state level, $200 or $300 billion worth of fraud, including but not limited to trains to absolutely nowhere, high-speed rail grift, homeless grift, the Pacific Palisades, houses, nothing being
I used to go trekking about in the Pacific Palisades because it's all cliffs in the ocean right there. I used to hike up there back in the day. I used to watch as Trump was building all those houses up there, actually. So he started developing most of the Pacific Palisades. Until then, actually, most of it was undeveloped past 2008. Most of it was still mostly undeveloped up there. The other issue is, that's the reason why all of you should stop voting to build stuff in your states, because it's usually a damn lie, and they just use it as a way to funnel money. So anytime you would see stuff like this, oh, here, vote, and we'll get this railway built in California. I never voted for any of that shit. Anytime they ever did that stuff, I always vote no on everything, because it raises your taxes too on top of it.
rebuilt, all of it being laundered into the pockets of the Democrat elites in the state. And the Democrat elites in the state are panicking because, as we saw this week, Tim Walz effectively dropping out of the governor's race in Minnesota and ending his political career because of the fraud. This is a real career killer. And the people of California have
Nothing's
had
a career killer for
Those
these
people have
people,
been responding to our
unfortunately.
email, fraud@BennyJohnson.com,
We'll see.
fraud@BennyJohnson.com. And that email has now received over 1,000 tips from state employees, from people that work in federal office and state office and local office, from people that work in municipalities all across California, and regular Californian citizens. Thousands of emails pouring in, one email per minute on average, with direct evidence of fraud, telling us where we should look, what we should investigate. And so we are saying, thank you. This movement is rolling strong. We are going to show exactly the grift and the theft that has occurred in California. It's affected you and me. The American taxpayers pay for this. It has to end. And along with it, the politicians that allowed it and most likely profited from it.
That's a lot of big promises, don't you think? Don't you think, Grid? That's a lot of big promises coming from Benny on that.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can get into. I mean, with California especially, like Gavin Newsom, and so while he didn't start it, the train to nowhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal, and he didn't start it. That existed before him. But even today, he is still saying that they need to keep spending the money on it. Even today.
That's ridiculous.
And he's been to court over it. There's some allegations of fraud that unfortunately haven't gone anywhere. And he is, to this day, he's still saying that you can't cancel it, because if you cancel it, then those federal funds that they're getting for that train, well, they won't be secured anymore. And now California won't get them. Somebody else might get them. And so this is a kind of insanity that you're up against when you're dealing with, especially California and New York.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So it's like we have to spend it all, because if we don't spend it all, we won't get any more.
Correct.
Crazy.
Yeah. That's why my dad, when he had government contracts, the first thing he taught me was, you have to fulfill all of those contracts, because it's mandatory for them that all of their invoices get paid. Because if they don't, then they don't get the funding for the next round. So yeah, you're absolutely correct on that. Okay, here's this one. Where did it go? Come on.
Investigators to California.
I hate Newsom, by the way. Twice trying to get him out of office. Twice, man.
It's so crazy that people actually admitted that they voted for him because of his smile. That's insane.
Who said that?
So they did some survey when I was in California. This was probably 2016.
Yeah.
And they polled all these women and said, why did you vote for Newsom? And it was overwhelmingly his smile.
Women, but what year was this? 2016?
I think 16, yeah. 15. Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Because he
ain't straight either, so, but we can call them a bunch of fag hags. Like, yes, Grid. Yeah. You ladies like gay men. I don't know what to tell you. You ain't going to get nothing from them. All right, here we go. Newsom faces heat as billions in homeless relief funds can't be accounted for. Oh, gee. That's never happens, does it?
Shocker.
Completely.
I mean, I'm shocked. I'm
appalled and shocked.
I'm in dismay.
We are sending investigators to a lot of places to try to get to the root of this welfare fraud. California, more than almost any other state, has been so glaring and obvious about the fact that they're giving welfare benefits to illegal aliens. Like, that's not, you go to the California Medicaid website and they will advertise that they are spending American tax dollars to give Medicaid to illegal aliens. You think there's not fraud there? They're getting rich off of the generosity of the American taxpayer. The political corruption that enables it has got to stop, and that's what we're focused on.
All right, here we go. The White House expanding its crackdown on fraud. As President Trump says, California is more corrupt than Minnesota.
So far, 2 people have been charged with corruption related to California's homeless services, and our next guest says more arrests are on the way.
First Assistant U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California, Bill Asaley, joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. I know that you've already been investigating. As Griff was just saying, 2 people have already been charged and indicted, arrested. There are these 2 real estate executives for the homeless spending fraud. What exactly do you know? What's coming up in California? What will the Trump administration expose?
Well, listen, I'm uniquely situated. I served in the legislature there in California before the president appointed me to be the U.S. attorney down in Los Angeles. The first thing I did was create the Homeless Fraud and Corruption Task Force. California has spent $24 billion in the last 5 years on homelessness, and no one can account for where that money has really gone for. So the first thing I did was set up that task force, and all we did is follow the money. We already charged millions of dollars in fraud. I can tell you more charges are coming probably as soon as this month. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Nobody has looked at the fraud in California because every level of government has been owned by the Democrats here in the state of California.
What do you think of that so far?
True. No, that's true. That's it's very disheartening to live in California.
It is. That's why I left. Unfortunately. And people don't understand the extent of, it's like illegal immigrants isn't that bad. Oh no. You have no idea how bad it is. It is so bad. Like like when Obama first was getting into office, California's census report. Now, this is just people who have reported themselves on the census, okay? And then before they started cooking the books, because they started cooking the books real good during Obama, right? And it was already then over 64% of it being Hispanic. And then the rest of it would be like 20 something, 15% black, 20 something white, and the rest Asian, and the rest like Muslim or whatever. It's well past that now. It's well past that. It's horrific. Nobody in California is ever from California anymore. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, it's true.
It's nothing but a land of transplants or immigrants. Take your pick.
Temporary society, as
it is. Yeah, it is. And then and then you wonder why the disease count is so through the roof, and all the hospitals are busy and bankrupt, and the jails are busy and bankrupt and full. It's just deal with it.
Said tip of the iceberg. We heard that in Minnesota. We know that there's an alleged $9 billion in fraud.
I'm pro ICE, in case you didn't know. I'm very pro ICE.
New York Post headline where it says California risks $250 billion fraud. GOP candidates claim after collecting whistleblower tips. What do you make of how big this may go?
Look, California's annual budget is $300 billion. Nobody does any accountability in the state of California. When is the last time you saw an oversight hearing or you saw the attorney general indicting people for fraud? It does not happen in California. So we really don't know. So that's why the first thing I did, I said, we got to start looking at this. We put the FBI, the IRS, various OIGs. We're now taking a look at it. But what I have to tell the people is it takes time to do this properly, to get the evidence so we can charge the appropriate people, no matter who they are or how high up they are. We're going to go after it. So Gavin Newsom's
like they go after everybody else, right, Grid?
I mean, I don't know who they go after other than, people who are doing their jobs.
True. That's true. But I mean, obviously Clintons and all the rest of them, they don't have no charges on them. What makes them think anything's going to happen to Newsom or anybody else?
Yeah.
And that's part of the whole criminal ring. Everybody is in on it, so then you can't get anybody out of it. No, everybody sticks and bands together. That's 101 racketeering.
Response to the president's quest to go after fraud says Gavin Newsom has been cleaning house since taking office.
Ronan.
He's blocked over $125 billion in fraud, arrested criminal parasites leeching off taxpayers, and protected taxpayers from the exact kind of scam artist Trump celebrates: excuses and pardons. It's really appropriate he has a crown on his head because he's the king of fraud. Look at the track record of the state of California. $20 billion
He doesn't even
in
look
fraud
like an
just
honest
in the
person.
EDD
Look at that
program during
face.
COVID.
I mean,
and who ran that program?
Like
Julie
women
Su.
are
What
like
did they do?
that smile. Like, come on, you can't even look at him and know that he's not like a weasel. He looks like a weasel.
Yeah. I don't know. He just looks really fake to me. He looks like he came out of Central Casting.
He did. That's exactly what he did. And they're trying to groom him to be the next president. Oh, like, shoot me now. No, don't literally. I'm just saying.
They promoted her to be the labor secretary. She couldn't get through the Senate. Look at the fraud in healthcare. Look at the fraud in homelessness. High-speed rail. They told the California people that they would spend a few $1 billion to build this rail. We're talking over $100 billion now. No, there's no rail. There's no rail in California. Who took the money? He's the king of fraud. There's never been this much fraud in the history of the American in American
It's
history.
true.
Well, that's
It's real.
what, you
The
know,
train to
there's,
nowhere. I was just talking about
Ro
that.
said the same thing. And I think it's going to be interesting because he thinks he's going to run for president. And he wants a bipartisan look at what's going on in California. As you know, he's a Democratic congressman from up in the Silicon Valley.
Well, they should be careful what they ask for because it's coming. The accountability is coming, and we're going to hold everyone accountable.
Real quick, Bill.
We'll
so
see.
does the state of California have
Big words,
programs,
big promises.
Auditor or manager to do oversight to stop fraud?
They have an attorney general. There is a state auditor, but everyone is part of the Democrat Party. So when I was up in the legislature and we tried to have meaningful accountability, there's no appetite, there's no interest, because if they actually did the accountability, it would be an indictment on their programs and their leadership, and they don't want to do that. So they want the
Very
appearance
true.
of looking like they care about fraud, but they care more about pushing money out the door to appease their political constituency, to legally buy votes, than they do about cracking down on fraud. California's emptied its prisons. They have half as many prisoners as they did 10 years ago. They're not interested in fighting crime.
Right.
They're interested in supporting criminals.
And by the way, yesterday, Sean Duffy said we're going to hold back $160 million because you have delay revoking 17,000 commercial driver's license to immigrants, many of which don't speak English.
They love nothing more than illegal immigrants and criminals in the state of California. Just go look at the legislature's policies.
They do.
Look at what's happening in Minnesota. People work so hard for their paychecks. And then these leaders that they've elected go in and they are being used to steal that money and give it to people so they can buy expensive cars and take expensive vacations in big houses. So thank you for exposing all of this. We
Yeah,
appreciate
and
it.
to make
Thank you.
and to make alliances with lots of other dubious types of characters. He says other countries built their rail networks over time and piece by piece, but the U.S. tore theirs out a long time ago. They set that rail up for failure. They absolutely did. Okay, and I will message you behind the scenes. Are you also on Discord? Because I don't go on Instagram as much. Because if I do, I get bombarded. So let me know, Ronan. I'll go there if that's your only spot. But let me know. Did you have anything you wanted to say to that? Because
I mean, I said it all earlier. California is just terrible. It's failed state. Just not.
We still have the best weather, though.
Maybe.
We do. We have Mediterranean weather. That's why we don't get any like major tornadoes and stuff like that.
Now you get forest fires.
We do get most of those are also started, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
They aren't just natural occurring things. And if we would tend to our forests, it wouldn't be such a big deal to begin with. Okay, so I have a comment from good old Diddy, because he's giving you an insight to what the industry who runs all the medias that you guys like to watch. He's going to give you an insight as to exactly what's going on, and he means every word of it, and he's not wrong.
I'm going to take your souls. We have the power. We control what's hot. We control what your kids listen to, what they dance to. We control what's in video games. We control everything.
When Sean Diddy looked dead in the camera's eyes and told the world he owns their children, it awakened a beast inside this country singer.
He's looking right in the camera saying this, meaning he's looking at me. And I'm thinking, oh, is that right, Sean Combs? You own my sons. You own the soul.
I like this guy.
Really? And I thought, this guy has no fear whatsoever of a mom or a dad and what they would do to him if he came and tried to take one of their kids. Basically, what you're seeing there is a demon-possessed man. And I really don't think that the people on the other side of the table, the predator class out there, don't really have an understanding of that. It's almost as if they have no fear of the American parent, of the dad, the regular guy, the guy that keeps to himself, works hard every day, just leave me alone guy. I think they don't really understand what that person would turn into if you put your hands on one of their kids, because they would rip you limb from limb. They would become the most primal beast you've ever met in your life. They would lose all inhibition. You lose, they win.
And honestly, I believe the absolute arrogance you're seeing from the likes of Sean Diddy is because he knows the men and the fathers of this country have been deliberately weakened over the last 4 decades. But all it takes is for a father like John Rich to stand up and give every other father the courage to stand beside him against the sinister ideas corrupting their children. Watch, for example, what this abuser said when asked what he looked for when selecting his victims, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Were there certain characteristics that you looked for in children before them?
In children, yes, but more, I also looked at their families. If I thought the father was a threat, I would not approach the child.
When even this kind of moral darkness is terrified of a father's rage, you know how powerful masculinity really is. But there's something much more terrifying that Cat Williams recently exposed about the music industry, so click the link below to watch that full breakdown.
So what do you think of that?
I think John Rich is right.
I think John Rich is very right.
Have you seen his interview with Sean?
No, I want to. I haven't got
Ryan.
to it yet.
Yeah, Sean Ryan. The interview with Sean Ryan is really good.
So I will look for that one then. What did he say that you thought was exceptionally
Just
needed
the
to be
whole
heard?
thing is like it's like really good. I think it's right around an hour 45 minutes long, but it's just really good.
Well, I've been saying for a while now, they're after the women and the children. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, all these guys who are sitting around saying, we don't have to do anything for these women. We don't have to do anything about this or that. Well, they know that men who are complacent and basically sitting around like women and don't want to do anything, they can come in and sack a kingdom. That's what they're looking to do.
But they're
Because
also
any
driving that-
nation, go ahead.
But they also drive that wedge in so that
Oh, yes.
so that women don't think that they need the man to do that. So when the man sees the problem and says, "Hey, there's a problem. This is bad. This is going to end bad," the women don't believe him. They call him all kinds of various things, overprotective, smothering. I'm sure that I can.
Yeah, dumb women do that. Dumb women, naive women do that. I've not been around too. How many women have I been around who say things like that? Mostly the college girls would say stupid shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's the dumb kids who say the dumbest stuff.
I need to be independent.
Yeah, yeah, you can be independent, but nobody's ever that independent. Like you're never going to be as strong as a man. That's just how it is. Deal with the biology.
Well, it's not just that; it's the ability of violence, right? The capability.
Yes, no, that's what I mean. Yeah, they don't have the same capability. That's why whenever I talk about this stuff and I go and I talk on Ronins or whatever the case may be, people keep forgetting that men are apex predators. Okay, that's just how it is, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's how it needs to be, and it's the good men that keep the pirates at bay. But if the good men aren't going to take care of the job, then you're starting to see all the predators ushering in.
It's true.
And so that's why they seem to think they have access to our kids. Now, unlike some women, I'm dangerous, Grid. For a broad, I'm very dangerous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I've got a broken nose to prove it. I've been around. I've done some things. I've been attacked. It is what it is. But I'm never going to be able to take out a 6'1", 6'2" man. That's never going to happen. Can I give an average guy or a weakling a run for his money? Yes, I could. But past that, no. And I know I stay in my lane. I know where I belong.
So before I got married, I dated a girl, and there was an ex dude in the picture, kind of, sort of, and he managed to convince her that I was the because I'm fairly honest and open about, I know I'm capable of great violence. I'm not a nice person. I know that I'm, and a lot of people would say that
That's
I'm mean.
the way it should be.
And so this dude literally convinced her that I was going to be an abusive person to her. And so we broke up. No big deal. It can't be around somebody that doesn't trust you anyway. So I met my wife right after that. My wife actually has told me, we've been married probably 2 years or something like that. And we were just sitting around talking one night, and she's like, one of the biggest reasons I married you is because I always feel safe with you. Like there's no point that I feel unsafe. Like somebody could hurt me or something could go wrong that you couldn't fix. And that's really the way it should be. And I honestly think that there's a there's a point that if women see that weakness, they instantly lose all attraction. Now they can talk themselves a little bit out of attraction because, oh, this guy's, he's mean, or he's got a temper, he's angry, all of these things that we've been told that are undesirable traits in men, right? And you have a whole subset of weak ass men going around telling women that dude's going to beat you.
Really? Oh, simps.
Worse than simps. They're backstabbers, backbiters, whatever. Yeah.
Simps are backstabbers.
Yeah.
I've never seen a simp who never positioned themselves in order to play both ends from the middle. So that was another thing that I was talking to Coco about behind the scenes. I'm like, we need to talk about this.
You're roboting.
I'm roboting. I was talking to Coco the other day. Is it better now?
That's better.
Okay, about about how maybe we should do a stream about the dangers of simps and the simp behavior. And she's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Every simp I've ever known, any type of person in that type of category, they're always a backstabber. They put themselves in the vein to play both ends from the middle, so they can move at any time. And those are also the same guys on the field in the military and stuff who get other people killed, and stuff like that. I'm a very strategic type of a broad. So like, I want to talk about all those types of things. What did Uncle Gunn say? Let's see. He said, people say this is part of the matrix, then do nothing. They actively participate in all of it. Walmart, Target, Amazon, cable TV, credit cards, et cetera, et cetera. The sheep fund things they claim to hate. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. It's like when people say, oh, fuck these modern women. And I'm like going, what do you mean modern women? You're a modern guy. We're all in modern society. There's no differentiating anything. We were both human beings. We were both cut from the same cloth. We both share exactly the same traits. It's just some things are more prevalent than the others. There's no differentiating between human beings. I'm sorry. It's why nothing's ever changed under the sun. Even the Word of God says that.
Yeah. My dog just opened the door and then left.
Ooh, what kind of dog is it?
A husky.
Mine's a little.
Be let into the house.
I want to see her. Mine's a fat Frenchie.
Yeah, she wanted to be left. She wants to be let in the house, so she just opened the door and just ran to the door of the house.
That's cute. I love
sitting there waiting for me. I'm like, what's going on? Why is he not here?
I think I need
that door if she can. If she can.
Do you think a husky would get along with a Frenchie?
Some would, but like mine has a really high prey drive, and so small animals are.
Oh, never mind then. Okay, because sometimes I look at her and I go, I need a bigger dog just to protect you, because she thinks she's bigger than what she is.
Yeah. Now a lot of huskies don't have that super high prey drive, but I don't know. Mine will.
Male or female?
Female.
Oh, ooh, really?
Yeah, she has a super high prey drive. So when we moved into this house, probably 5 or 6 years ago, we there are rabbits here. They're fine, and she would literally. One day she's walking into the house and she has this thing in her mouth, and I look at it and it's a headless rabbit. So I took it away from her and I threw it away. And she was so angry because she's so let down, so hurt, because she was going to go show mom what she had done.
Yeah.
And so after that, she started hiding the bodies in the holly under the holly tree, so that we couldn't see them. And then my father-in-law cleared out, cut the holly tree up a little bit so he could mow under it. And sure enough, there was like a little bunch of dead bunny carcasses.
How many? 5?
At least 5. There were a lot.
Oh my gosh! Where do you live, in the middle of nowhere?
No.
All these rabbits?
No, I live in.
Really?
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, but it was very funny. It was funny because she just learned that don't give dad the prize and hide it. So now
Well, you weren't mad about it, so I don't know why the dog would be there. I mean, gonna make some
Yeah.
rabbit stew, maybe.
I mean,
You could.
I mean, I don't want it, but she's very proud of it. But yes, one of my chats says that's code for I have no cats around my house. True. We don't have cats. I tell everyone like don't bring small dogs over because I'm not really sure. I don't think she'd go after another dog, but
she might go after another dog. Is she fixed?
oh yeah, yeah.
Gosh, and she still does that. Wow.
Yeah, because we fixed her really young, and so that tends to they kind of have a lot of puppy left in them, right?
Mhm.
And so yeah, she's just a killer. I mean, she just is. So.
After this, I was going to show some Disney rides that went bad.
Oh.
People getting killed on it. Is there anything you wanted to talk? Because this was unplanned, everybody. I didn't know that you wanted to come
we'll do
on.
an actual like interview stream. For some reason, I thought when you said that you would be on, I was like, okay, we'll do the interview. It's fine. And it actually works out for me. I'm going to go play tennis with my wife as soon as I get done here. So
I'm so jealous. I miss playing tennis.
Mm.
And I have two really bad rotator cuff tears right now. One goes into my pec, and then I have one right here.
Ouch.
So I can't even lift weights right now. And I'm still looking for a guy who does prolotherapy in this area, and I can't find anybody. It's really weird. At least in California, I could find stuff like that. Over here, I'm having a hell of a time finding anything that I need, to be honest.
Yeah. I had a bunch of problems with my knee and hip. And my orthopedist suggested this dry needling technique, which is kind of like acupuncture.
Mhm.
It told me before I did it that it would work as well as it did. I would have said you were lying, 100%.
Really?
Yeah. And so what happens is that like on, like the way I'd hurt my knee, it wasn't like a tear or anything, but the muscles had been strained, and then I had not allowed them to heal or to relax, and so it was basically just a knot of muscle in my below my knee,
Ow.
in my hip. And so when you would move a certain way or whatever, it felt like you had a torn ligament or something, but they MRI'd everything, nothing's wrong with it. And so they go in and they do this dry needling, and what it does is it causes trauma to that bunch of muscles, and it causes it to react. And then once it reacts, it relaxes, right? So think of it as, it's a fist that can't not be a fist because it's been that way for so long, and then you come and poke it with something sharp, and it
Relaxes.
and then it can relax again.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and at least that's a very crude explanation of it, but honestly, it was incredible how well it worked. Now, obviously, I didn't have a tear or anything. All of that had healed, but I couldn't get down like into a kneeling or a prone position like for shooting and get back up easily.
Nice.
Yeah, I could not do it. And then once I did that, now I move a lot better, and I was able to start working out and all of that.
That's awesome. So that ties into this question because are you familiar with prolotherapy?
I know.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, you're going to dig it. It's kind of like what you're describing, but it's a little further. This man is asking me, Trigger, are you going to get surgery for your shoulder? No, I'm going to do prolotherapy. And prolotherapy is where they take your own blood, put it in a singular, and they spin it really fast, and they extract the platelets, which have the growth factors from your own blood into your own body. And then they go in with a needle like what he's describing. They're usually, I've had them, oh, sweet mother of God, have mercy. One needle was this long one time when I was doing my knee, because I did have knee surgery because I blew out my right knee as a professional dancer. But some of the other guys will go about that, like that long. And they go into all the injured areas. They re-injure in between the joints. You can feel it. This is not fun. This is not for the weak or the weak of heart. You will scream if this stuff will bother you at all. This is a high pain threshold. I'll tell you right now. And they go in and they re-injure it and they inject the blood back in. Now, I also did one where they took from my femur, the growth factors from there, the platelets from there. And then I did the first treatment on this shoulder. And oh my goodness, I went from having almost no strength to probably 70% strength back again immediately. I could lay on my right side again. I had no pain, but because I've moved so many times and I did a bunch of stupid stuff, and I'm rough. Okay. I'm kind of a tomboy. I reopened the tears. So I was supposed to have 3 of those treatments that would have completely healed, but I only did 1 because it was really expensive and it was during COVID. So everything got shut down, and then I moved away. So if you ever want to preserve and not have to get surgery where you have to get surgery again, because once you do that, it compromises the area and you have to do more surgery, right? That's part of the grift of doctors. You do this and it can even regrow the cartilage. It can regrow cartilage. It can regrow the stuff in between the discs in your neck. I can't remember that squishy stuff. What is it called? Do you know what it's called? I can't remember the name of the squishy stuff.
Sure.
No, the stuff between the discs in your spine, the squishy stuff. I can't remember what it's called.
I probably could have until you asked me.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's the really fibrous disc. I can't think of what it's called.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you can even regrow
Meniscus.
that
The
stuff.
meniscus,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, there we go. Thank you. Thank you, people. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So that would be very beneficial for all of you who should probably be avoiding surgery. I'm not going to lie, because once you do that, you're going to be doing it again, and this has kept me
so
from
easy
more.
to hurt yourself, though. Like I tore up both of my shoulders, and my right shoulder, I was able to pretty much fix that.
Okay. On your own, or did you?
Yeah, just doing a lot of exercises and
Okay.
stuff like that. But I tore it up really well, and then my left shoulder, I really jacked it up, and worse is I kind of just left it alone, and then
Yeah.
when I went to the orthopedist, I couldn't raise my arm like above my shoulder really, and then so he's like, and I went to my orthopedist here in Tennessee is just amazing. He does a lot of the sports athletes and things like that. So he's like, what'd you do? And I told him, what stupid stuff I'd done. And he's like, okay. He's like, well, we're going to give you a shot of this, whatever it was.
Steroid, probably.
Shoulder. Yeah, it was some sort of steroid. He's like, we're going to give you a shot of something, and then you're going to have to do physical therapy. We'll check back in 8 weeks. And I honestly thought that he was going to schedule a time for the shot, but nope. This nurse comes in with this gigantic freaking needle.
Oh yeah, I had the same one in my knee.
Because I had what was called frozen shoulder.
Oh no, that's even worse.
And so he's like, the shot's gonna relax everything, but you've got to do the physical therapy to actually like make it work. And I did. I mean, so I fixed my shoulder in like, I don't know, like 12 weeks or something like that. Like basically, he's like the first like 6 weeks in, he's like, hey, I talked to the physical therapy people. They said they've never seen anybody like attack the physical therapy like you have. I'm like, heck yeah, man. So, and then, so that was, so I've now messed up both shoulders, my left hip and my left knee. And, it was rough. It was a good time, and people just don't realize how easy it is to hurt yourself anyway.
Oh yeah,
it's really easy to hurt yourself, and continuously hurt yourself a little bit, and then not let it heal, and then you just continuously mess it up, which is what I would do. That was that's what I'm guilty of, is I never like tore it like all at once. It was just like a little bit here and there and a little bit here and there, and just being really hard-headed and not doing anything about it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very fortunate to be where I'm at, and just because of the various, the access to the various doctors who do treat the athlete, other athletes and things like that. So
I'm not trying. He's already told me he'd do it. It's just planning it. My doctor, his name is Mark Darrow. He's out of LA. He treats a lot of major athletes and stuff too. I got the best results from him. And so he's going to be coming by along with my other doctor, who's an innovative specialist and anti-aging. And she's also going to be coming by, as well as some other people. So I really want to help. I really want to help people, to be honest with you, because people are really stuck with what they think is conventional medicine. and that conventional medicine has their back, and conventional medicine does not really have your back. It really doesn't. It's made to keep you into the system and to make money for the
Yeah, I think
system,
so.
not get you healed and better, because that doesn't give them money.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that there's there are people like me that I don't go to doctors really. I don't go to I don't get vaccinated. I don't do a lot of that stuff just because
Same.
I am who I am. And like when I tore my knee up, I wouldn't admit that it was like hurting for a while. Like, like I was just like, it's just getting a little tougher to get up and down. Yeah. I've been standing all day or whatever the excuse I used was. So
When I blew out my right knee from it actually was falling off of a ladder, finished it, but I was having problems with it before from being a dancer.
Mhm.
And it's that constant pushing yourself and pushing yourself and pushing yourself. Exactly. Yeah, I do the same thing. And then before you know it, it turns into something chronic, like a dummy. It's like you got to give yourself a chance to heal, people. But none of us really have patience for that, unfortunately.
I mean, I just do stupid stuff. I mean, like the way that I tore my left shoulder up was I'd already heard it. I knew that I had heard it, but I was like, it's all right. And then I was shooting a match, and I was in a what we call a jungle run, and it had rained, and the ground was like this really fine dust that basically turns to grease when it gets wet.
Ew.
Really super slick mud. And I'm just going through there, and I was shooting shotgun, and I remember I knew I had to hit a target over here, and then I had to like really torque over to get one on the other side. And when I went this way, my feet came out from under me. And I just went up and I put my arm out, and my arm hit them. Obviously I'm sliding through this mud. My arm went out and down and behind me, and I was like, I couldn't even get up.
Me and P. Fletch can feel what you're describing.
Yeah,
we can feel it.
Yeah, it just.
I'm sorry.
I ended up. This is how stupid I am. So I did that, and I couldn't even get up. I had to literally be lifted. Of course, I had a lot of gear on too, but I had to be lifted up by a couple of dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I had about an hour between my next stage. It was lunchtime, and I cleaned all the mud off my guns, got everything kind of cleaned up, took like 4 ibuprofen, and went and shot the next stage. And I just didn't stop. But I mean, I've fallen on my face. I had, but that's just that's who I am. It's like, and I know I'm going to hurt myself. I mean, I just, at this point, I just have to deal with the fact that, unlike when I was younger, I can't just keep going. If I hurt myself, I'm going to have to slow down a little bit.
I don't like the whole getting older thing, and then you're like, oh, I can't do this like this anymore. Damn.
Yeah. It's hard to admit, but I am 55. So.
Oh, you are? I didn't know that. You look good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'm 55. Yeah.
I can't shoot a shotgun right now. I'm very upset about this. I love guns, just so you know. I'm a very gun toting kind of broad. So
okay.
Pew, pew, pew. Let's go, boys.
Yeah. I'm a competitive shooter, so I shoot all.
Oh, you are? Oh gosh, that's fun.
I just launched. I'm in a process of launching a new channel called Gun Prattle, and that's what we talk about. Is guns.
Oh my gosh,
it can be all gun stuff. I actually have are we friends? We're close to friends. She's a movement coach, so she actually teaches people, all the physiology and the how to move more efficiently and be faster and all of that. And she's going to be on at the end of the month. I think
that'd be good.
Yeah, the last week of the month. Her name is Kita Bussey, Busse.
I've never heard of her, but I will tune
She's
in.
written a bunch of books. Are on Amazon. Yeah.
Oh, really? That's cool. I will check her out for sure. My original idea for coming on YouTube, I thought about wearing like not overtly revealing, but just kind of like some sexy lingerie that covers enough, and then shoot guns. That's what I thought about doing as an opener. I thought that'd been kind of funny, but whatever.
Okay. Yeah, it's just what I do. I do a lot of stuff. So
That's really cool. You're very interesting. I am so going to be tuning into that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're gonna do gun prattle tomorrow. Clover Tack and I are gonna do an episode live. Now that'll be on Kick probably because we'll be handling guns. We can't do that on YouTube.
do you have the link? And I'll share it right now.
I don't, but I'll have it up tomorrow. It'll be on. I mean, it will be in my Discord.
Okay.
I'll put everything out there, and then
Okay.
I'll do the. It'll be on. I mean, the link. It's Kick gun. Wait, hang on. I do actually. I just got to find the right tab. I've got too many screens up. Let's see.
He's looking to get the link for all of you to enjoy his gun prattle.
Yeah,
gun prattle. Watch all the training, and I am very interested.
Yeah, we're going to be talking tomorrow. We're probably going to be talking handguns.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like the differences in handguns, or one's best
I'm not
for
really sure. I think we're
home?
going to be talking about mostly like the 1911s and 2011s, and
Ooh, I like
maybe some
1911.
other cool things like that. So, just basically, I don't, I haven't really laid out the episode. I just, I don't know. We'll see where we go with it. It's going to end up being about 2.5 or 3 hours. So.
Very cool.
Can I post it in your chat? Do you have links? Can I post links?
Let's try. I don't do this very often.
Yeah. All right.
Let me see it. Let's see. If not, then give it to me and I'll. Did it show up, guys? No? Can you put it in the private chat and I'll copy paste it? Sorry about that.
That's all right. Minimize this down.
I don't know how to open it and do. What do you use? Do you use OBS or do you use StreamYard?
So I use Talk Studio for all my streaming, and it works great.
Talk Studio.
It's Streamlabs Talk Studio.
Oh, I think Ronan showed me that one, and I was trying to mess with it, and there was something I couldn't figure out. Oh, it does?
It has an OBS that works with it, so it makes it really simple for people like me.
I need simplicity also. It's kind of hard to like do this and then have to worry about all the technical. All right, everybody, for Grid One's new channel, Gun Prattle TV, right there. Remember to subscribe and to like his video for tomorrow. What time are you going to be airing it?
Noon. It'll be at noon tomorrow.
Noon.
Central.
So 12-hour time Central.
Yep.
P. Fletch says, ask Grid what his thoughts are on the 4.630 mm as a general purpose cartridge.
I don't have an opinion on it really. I have a friend of mine's evaluating. I believe that's one of the cartridges he's evaluating right now for the Marines. And
oh, really?
Yeah, he said he likes it as an intermediate. Well, hold on.
I'm not familiar with this one.
It's a new one. I believe is 4.6 by 30 millimeter. Wait. Yeah, I think it's an intermediate cartridge. Let me see if that's what Brian's talking about. Because I didn't pay that much attention to it today.
That's okay.
He just had all this stuff. Like he's just like. Let's see. He posts too much. I can't find it. I think that's what Brian was talking about today. That he likes the cartridge. He just wishes the gun was different, but he really likes the machine gun version.
Yeah,
I think is what he said. I don't know. I don't have an opinion on it. So.
Triggerman said he subbed. Thank you very much, Triggerman. And P. Fletch says it's a PDW cartridge, but CMMG has pistols built in.
I haven't messed with it then. I thought he was talking about the new cartridge. So
as soon as you mess with it, I'm sure you'll have something to say about it.
I don't get into too much new stuff. I say that I have a bunch of guns in different chamberings, but because I'm a competition shooter, almost everything I do is in 9mm as far as pistols and PCCs, like almost everything. I've done some side quests into like 5.7 and some of the other small fast movers, but I just don't care enough about it. And I shoot so much. So I shoot like I'm in the middle of training right now. So, and what that looks like for me is 3 to 4 days a week. I'm on the indoor range or the outdoor range, depending on what I can do. And if I'm shooting, and usually I'll be shooting pistol, and I'll shoot about 250, 300 rounds per day that I'm on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I shoot, and I loaded 700 rounds yesterday. So
what is so you're using 9mm. So which one are you? Is it like a Springfield? Like, what is it?
Oh, I have a variety. Currently right now, the two guns that I'm using right now is the Bull SRS-2, which is a 2011. It's a very good gun. The Israelis made it. They know how to make guns that work. And
I think I want one.
Huh?
I think I want one.
They're middle expensive. And then I have the other gun I'm using, and I'm using it mostly right now, is Alpha Foxtrot Romulus, which is another 2011. And they're basically the same gun, just one has a red dot and one has iron sights.
Okay.
And then I have several 2011 pattern guns, so I use those mostly for competition. But I have Glocks, and I have a Glock. I pretty much have every handgun that I can shoot 3-gun with or USPSA with. I have a CZ P09. I have a CZ P10C. I have just all of them. I have all of them. 2011 Boomer Spotted.
I'm like trying to look up which ones, how much. Oh, okay, so they start around 1,000-ish.
Yeah, that would for like a Prodigy or something. It's probably right around 1,000.
So they look pretty similar to a 1911.
Yeah, it's a double stack 1911, but it's a modular. So the frame is really, so you can change out the grip module. You can get a metal one. You can get polymer ones. You can have aluminum, steel, whatever. And then the frame is just the frame is really small. And then they're different. You can also get them to where they have different top ends. So the Romulus was actually on sale recently for like $1,600. Which is a steal of a deal. And then I think I paid $2,200, something like that, for my Bull. But they're not super expensive, but they're not like very, very cheap either. Really like the Beretta Model 80 and 32 ACP. Really neat.
I figured you'd like that one. Can't wait to get my hands on one, he says. And then Gun says, if you can't shoot a stock out of the box gun in the B zone at 25 yards, buying an expensive custom race gun isn't going to help you. I will agree with that. I'm actually a pretty damn good shot. I would love to practice and then try competitions, to be honest with you. I would love it. I love that type of stuff. I'm very competitive.
Yeah. So we have this thing where there's a lot of people who say some very similar things, and then they come out and they are dead ass last. So it's the same,
I would need to be trained, of course. So,
well, it's like anything else, right? Like there's a reason the equipment works, right? And that's why, and there's a reason why literally all current generation carry guns look like 10 years ago competition guns, because they just work. They work in the rain, they work in the mud, they have to work, because we've spent thousands of dollars to get somewhere. If the gun doesn't work, we wasted all that. So
yes.
So there's this mantra amongst the FUDs that all they need is a Glock with iron sights. And I'm like, well, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, will it work? Absolutely. Is it going to work as good as a guy with a 2011 that with a target barrel and matched ammo and the red dot? No, it's not. Now,
no, I wouldn't.
Now I will say this, that the current last couple of generations of Glocks are way better as far as just being accurate. They used to not be very accurate. I mean, and I'm splitting hairs here with accuracy because I have, like different accuracy standards. But when now they're hard to shoot accurately, but if you get used to the grip angle, if you get used to the sights and the recoil, if you train with it enough, the gun's going to more or less hit where you point it. But it's just that it's a little bit more of a learning curve to get really good with a Glock. And I'm not, and actually I'm not even, and normally I wouldn't say that because I don't necessarily. I think that if you just train with it, then you get good with it. But Ben Stager, who's a world champion, who trains people literally every day and has fired every gun on the planet, seen all of the problems that all of the people have, he'll probably tell you the same thing. He'll probably tell you that 90% of the people can, if they shoot a Glock and they shoot it often enough, they'll shoot it well, and then they'll do fine. But it's going to be way easier. The learning curve is better the learning curve is shorter and faster with like a 2011, which has a natural point of aim. It's and it has better recoil control and all of that.
That's why I want one.
Yeah. The majority of cops carry Glocks. Yeah, that's unfortunate too. Yeah, Glock makes an AR that we can't get here.
I had no idea that they did that now. I need to start subscribing to gun magazines again. I used to have them all the time. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, Magpul made a bunch of parts for them.
I had no idea. Does it look good? Let me look it up here. Let's see.
I just want to remind my chat that I can turn any show into gun prattle.
It's all right. I don't mind a little bit. Oh, it doesn't look too bad. This is it right here, right? Let's see. Present. Stop sharing that screen. I have to change the screens. I think I like that one, but I don't know how it shoots though. So it might be more buzz than worth it.
It's just a standard. There's nothing super special about it. It's just got a lot of cool guy stuff on it.
Cool man stuff. Hey, some of us girls like that cool man stuff too. So don't leave us out totally. Is there a specific AK you would recommend or that you think is most reliable and whatnot?
Sorry?
Is there an AK that you would recommend that's most reliable? No?
I hate AKs.
Which one? What type of a style? Like what other one would you like if it's not an AK?
I mean, so I shoot. I build my own ARs. They're so reliable. They're so easy to shoot. They're very fast and they're very, very accurate. An AK is none of those things. They're not particularly reliable, although people believe they are for no damn good reason at all. They're not accurate in general. You will occasionally get an accurate one, but that's like an accident more than something real. And the ammunition back when the ammunition was cheap, when you could buy 7.62 for like $30 for a 10 of 1,000 rounds, it made sense to have an AK. But now it doesn't at all. Like, it's dumb. She thought you made up the AK-74. No, that's a real thing.
I did at first. I was like, 74? I've never heard of a 74.
Yeah. Now I have an AK pistol. My son loves it. It's ridiculous. You can't hit anything with it. It's just the most horrible thing in the world. But my kid loves it. My kid loves it, and that's all that matters.
How far off when you go to shoot something is it off
Well, I have
by?
no idea. It's like minute of pie plate. P. Fletch, the AK I would recommend is a Ruger Mini 14. I mean, it is almost accurate, but still not accurate.
I like Rugers.
I like most Rugers.
I like most Rugers.
I have
You probably know more about them than I do.
also have a
but-
different level of. I really have a different level of tolerance for accuracy. Let me see. I might have a picture. I don't think I do, but I might.
Let me see if you do. And P. Fletch says the AK-74 was Russia's answer to the M16A1 and the 556 by 45 millimeter.
It was so that they could use our ammo and they could sell
Mhm.
them to NATO countries.
Yep.
Those two things.
I have a lot of that ammo. Don't ask how much. I don't want somebody to show up at my door. Knock, knock, knock.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what state you're in, but nobody cares except for California.
I know, right? And maybe Minnesota and definitely New York. Do you see the picture?
I'm trying to find I don't know if I still have it. I know I have it on my phone, but it'll take forever to find it because I have like thousands of pictures on my phone. But I would think I drug it off and put it onto my computer or one of the computers. I just don't think it's on this one, but we'll find out. No, that's all right.
Bummer. We'll show it next time.
but I
Are we
mean-
going to do this again next time? We'll do it properly.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
have-
do an actual like interview.
Yeah, and I want to know more about you so I can, because I'm very professional about it. Like I'll actually have the questions ahead of time and I'll show you. So if you don't like something, you can change it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I'm very respectful that way.
I'm going to try one more time, see if I can find it.
Okay, that's no problem. Give us a minute, everyone. He's looking for a photo.
Carry me for a little while.
I'll carry you for a minute. I could put on the this other video that leads into the Disney stuff.
Maybe.
Exposing the elite's unthinkable sadistic rituals was another short one. I think it's like 8 minutes or 6 minutes. And then, back in the day, I used to work at Disneyland because I used to live real close by. So I'm not too surprised when people got hurt. It happens. Let's see, what is the audience are saying? Uncle Gun says AKs are dead. Imports are expensive. Ammo's getting expensive. Yes, that's why I stocked up when I did. And U.S. manufacturing AK is dying. Correct. AK parts don't match like 98% like ARs do. No thanks. I agree with you, Uncle Guns. Totally. Trigger Man says P. Fletch, Russia needs an answer to the Ukraine war. Maybe you have. Do you have a solution to the war with Ukraine, P. Fletch? Let them know.
Criminal Zelensky to sign the peace deal and then let his countrymen throw him under the jail.
Yeah, I agree.
Simple.
Considering he used to be a comedian actor, like how did he end up in that position? I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
P. Fletch says capitalism for the win. That's right. It's true.
Yeah.
Capitalism is one thing that works. Yeah.
So I put it down there.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry. Here we go.
Yeah. So that's 10 rounds. There are 8 that's a 3-inch circle at 100 yards. It's 8 rounds in the center or the one hole. And those 2 it's 1 click right and then 1 click, a click back to center and then another click left to check. Then I was checking my scope adjustments. So it's a little bit more, the accuracy level is a little bit more than, most people.
That's really good, actually.
Yeah. And with my AR, I'll hit I have hit a standing offhand shot after running right at 500 yards. That's an IPSC size target. So basically a man's chest, and at 500 yards, standing offhand. I hit first round hit. I've also hit at 670 yards from an exceptionally rickety position. First round hit at 670 with my AR.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are very good. Yeah, I'm excited to see you. Are you going to show the competitions too when you do
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
I
we'll
hope
be
you
we'll be
will.
doing some of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. That'll be fun to watch.
But the it's just the difference in you don't have to leave it up there if you don't want to. But
It's
can
okay.
if you can.
It's okay. Until we're done with the subject, we're going to leave it there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But the it's just so when I talk about like so my pistol drills, for example, this is where people just it's so weird. You'll have people that go to the range and they think they're doing really good because they can put a bunch of shots in like an area this big.
Mhm.
I go and I start at 6 or 7 yards depending, and I will do so I put 1 inch. I don't have any here, but 1 inch, either inch and a half or 2 inch, what they call shooting C's that look just like that's a 3 inch one, but the ones that the next size down from that, I'll put those out at 7 yards and I'll shoot those with my pistol. And the idea is I'll load 6 rounds in my pistol and I will shoot them to, and I want all 6 at 7 yards in that 2 inches.
Oh, wow.
And then I what I do is I move to I put 6 in, and as I move across, I increase the speed. So at first it's like bang, 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 and the next will be bang, 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 and then bang, 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 and then so, and I'm trying to keep them all in that 2 inch circle, which is hard. And if it misses, it either needs to be like a really close miss where it's just like, man, it could be just could just been lazy. Whatever. It either needs to be a really, really close miss, or I need to understand why I did it. Like I was going a little bit fast, or I got a little too fast and I didn't let the gun settle, or whatever. Like I need to understand why I made that bad shot. And so, and then I'll move out to from 7 to 10 yards. And at 10 yards, I move up to the 3 inch disc, just like this one, except I'm shooting 9mm at it, which is a bigger projectile. And I'll do the same thing, 6 rounds in the gun, shoot those. I want all the rounds. And I keep doing that out to about 15 yards. And still, 3 inches is what my standard is. And then I move out to 20 yards and I want to put I do 6 or 8 rounds. Just I get lazy when I start counting when I get out that far. But at 20 yards, I want to hit all A zone hits at 20 yards, which is about. I don't have anything, but it's it's not big. It's not big. So
no, that's tiny. And like, what if you stumbled or
yards,
something?
Yeah, 20 yards is it's rough. It's and I just practice that over and over because I might in a match I might shoot a 3x3 piece of steel at 7 yards. And I'll have to do it while running or after having run or moving or whatever.
So then I guess that means you have to stay in shape too, huh?
Yeah, I mean I've lost 40 pounds this year.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Do you want to say how you did it? You want to talk about that? You want to talk about it on the next stream?
Most of it was just so I hurt myself. I did a match called Hard as Hell and I hurt my knee and hip, and I couldn't really do a lot without really hurting my leg. And then what would happen is I would start getting better. And I'd go to the gym and I'd start working out and then I would hurt myself again. And then I'd take another 4 to 6 weeks off. And every time you do that, you gain a little weight, you gain a little more weight. I went from like 210 to 230, 230 to 240. And eventually I was at 240. When I came back from Alaska, I was 243. And I was like, all right, that's it. And my hip and knee were healed. And so I just started, I'd go to the gym and I would do treadmill for half an hour, And then I would get, then I go do the weight machines. I didn't do, I'm not, look, I'm 55. I don't do gym bro workouts. So,
Sure.
I go do the weight machines, and I had a routine that I did, and I would do that every day of the week and sometimes twice a day. And I didn't eat that much. I actually don't eat that much even though I gained all that weight. I don't actually eat that much.
No, it's the sitting.
It's not being able,
Yeah.
not being able to move.
Move. Yes, I know.
And, I played golf a lot. That seemed to have been helpful because I would, like, you don't think about it, but even if you ride a cart, walking out to your golf ball, walking back, walking, all over the place, you'll get 10,000 steps in a round of golf, no problem. So
I need to take up golf, is what you're
Yeah.
telling me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, golf, so my, and that's just, it just really, once you start losing, it's not super hard to keep losing, or at least for me, it wasn't like super hard to keep losing. I did try the pill form of trizepatide, but it didn't seem to do anything, so I stopped taking it. And I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. But
I don't trust that stuff. That stuff scares the crap out of me. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, I'm not really a medicine guy. But
I need to drop 20. I dropped the 10 that I'd put on from last year. I got real sick from mold again. So I had to go through that whole thing. So I got that 10 off. And then everybody's, just take Ozempic or something for the last 20. I'm like, number one, I don't have high blood sugar or anything. My insurance will not cover that stuff. Number two, I want to be able to digest my own food later on in life. Thank you very much. I don't trust that stuff. So I'm just going to keep doing it the good old fashioned way.
Yeah. So my wife does. My wife has gone not like crazy, but she's like, she plays tennis 3 or 4 times a week. As a matter of fact, as soon as I get done here, which I have to be here in the next few minutes,
That's fine.
I'm just going to go in and we're going to grab the tennis rackets and go to the tennis club, and we won't actually play tennis. I think she's rented a ball machine, and so she's going to practice returns or something like that. But she does tennis 3 or 4 days a week. She does P-Volve, which is kind of a workout place, and she does Orange Theory, and she'll work out. She'll work out 3 or 4 times a week. She's dropped probably 20 pounds. And with her, it's different for men and women, right? So with her, after she had our second son 5 years ago, and yes, if you're doing math, that I had a kid at 50.
Nothing wrong with that,
right? That's
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of proud of it, honestly. But
Congratulations.
My wife, with our first son, of course, that was 15 years ago. She had no problem. The weight just gone. The second one,
not so much.
Not so much.
I know.
And
been there.
Yeah, the second one, our second, she also has, she has a high risk for gestational diabetes, so that kind of plays into it and all that. And so basically, she just wasn't really. She didn't gain a ton of weight, but the weight she did gain, she just could not
Can't get it off. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Your
Yeah.
hormones are all messed up. It's all hormonal.
Yeah. And
it takes 2 years. Most people don't realize it takes 2 years for a woman's body to fully go through that. And if she's still breastfeeding like I was, no, it's longer.
Yeah, last year she made the decision that, hey, I was going to start working out. And so she started eating, and we both, I go in and out of keto pretty easily because I don't eat a ton of carbs anyway. But she eats very few carbs. She's not like on she's not doing keto or anything, but she just doesn't eat a ton of carbs. And so her diet hasn't really changed that much, but it's just
It's
she's
moving
always working
around.
out. Yeah, it's all the working out. It's all the tennis. It's, you know, we go on walks in the evenings when I'm not doing this, and so and I fidget, like even right now, like I'm bound, my knees bound.
My knee. That's what I'm doing. I do
Yeah,
the same thing. Yeah.
You know, it's so it's I fidget a lot, so I was actually really surprised I gained the weight that I did, but then when I look back on it, it was kind of gonna happen just because I couldn't really
Move around.
move, right? Like and so, but once I could, I could have started a little earlier, but you know, it's fine. And
It's okay. You're doing it now. You know,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
life.
and it's, you know, it's funny because you start doing things like, you know, like I started riding my motorcycles instead of taking the car all the time, and just, you know, now, and I have sport bikes and small bikes, and so they require a lot more physical input than like a Harley or something. So so I really, you know, that is, it's not a workout per se, but I'm not just sitting there in my car just rolling along, right? So I don't know, I think every little bit that you do
counts.
And I never even really was like, oh, you know, I want to drop 5 pounds this week, you know, or something like that. I was never that. I was just like, I have a goal, right? I set my original goal was I wanted to be 205. And I passed that. Now my goal is like 195. I'd like to be 195.
May I ask how tall you are?
I'm like 5'10".
Oh yeah, that's a good weight for you.
Yeah.
What were you in your teen years? 175?
180, 185.
What I was about to say. My old man, who was born in 1928, who raised me, he did some boxing and stuff like that. And he said, the older you get as a man, you want to be the closest to your weight when you were a teenager, senior year, first, you know, between 18 and 22, you want to be as close to that weight as you were possible because it's easier on your circulatory. So I would definitely say, yeah, you're on the right track for that, for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy overall with it. So, but everybody's like, "Hey, you've lost so much weight." You can, and actually, they're right. You can look at the thumbnails I had from when I started 2 years ago versus today, and you can actually see a difference in my face. So that's good.
Oh yeah, I could tell from when the first time I met you, like last year till now. Yeah, I totally remember because that's when Trippy and stuff was going on your show. Uncle Gunn says Ozempic. Yeah. You guys should do more stuff together. Ozempic and the others mimics effects of Gila monster venom. Oh, yes, that's right. Gila monster venom. The FDA doesn't know exactly how I think how it works. I think, yeah. Can't explain how it does.
Anymore, but
glad human lab rats are lining up to test it. Yeah, he's right. That's true. I
don't
actually had a video on that.
I think that they and I don't keep up on this stuff, so I could be wrong, but the Ozempic came out as a diabetic and a antidepressant drug. So it's supposed to make crazy ladies not be crazy all the time.
Oh, that's cool.
And
then
then
hopefully
it didn't work.
crazy.
It failed. Remember the Ozempic?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, right. You're supposed to make you happy, but it didn't really do that. I mean, it kind of did, but it did. I mean, it didn't actually succeed really the way they wanted it to. So but what it did do, it made them happy because they dropped a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
So, you know,
be leery of the government pushing anything saying this is your solution to all things and you get you a happy pill. Sure.
Yeah, it was an interesting, you know, I was only interested because of the psychological aspects of that. Sunshine in a vial, yeah. So,
yep, sunshine in a vial.
Yeah, it's supposed to be an antidepressant so that the likelihood of suicide was less.
Well, just get outside in the sunshine and sweat, and don't eat everything under the sun.
Yeah.
Stay away from processed foods, and you'll be doing just fine.
Mhm.
I mean, I gave up soda in my early 20s, and I never looked back. And like, if you try to get me to drink all that weird stuff, I'm just like, oh my God, I can taste every chemical in the world in this thing. I don't know how people can drink this crap anymore. It doesn't even taste normal. Like, I'm doing a whole like very little carb thing these days. So I shall be coming around to, in the next probably 3 to 4 weeks, you'll be seeing a big difference again. So, and I'm doing a detox from the mold out of my blood and all that crap. So it's not easy.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I have. I don't like it when drug companies put that they don't know how something works when it has to do with psychological drugs. Now I can understand, like I understand, like with tirzepatide and the whatever that is, Ozempic and whatever, all these semaglutides. I understand. We understand how that works through the diabetic system and how how it makes the body react. It's the mind part that bothered me the whole time about that stuff. Is they never actually were honest about that they were selling this drug to be an antidepressant, but it never acted as an antidepressant. Like that was something that just wasn't part of what it did. It's crazy.
Interesting.
I mean, I guess it kind of does, because it balances out your blood sugar and stuff, and it regulates something. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but it always annoys me when they start talking about how it's supposed to help your brain, right?
Yeah.
And then they say, well, we don't know how it works. We just
yeah, they're not supposed to be pushing
Don't work,
products on
right.
people without knowing how things work. But that kind of goes along with some of those vaccines too, though, now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm more okay with
Yeah.
them saying that hey, this works for diabetics and for people who want to lose weight, because it regulates these specific whatever, right? I'm okay. Okay, that's good. Science, fine, good with that. It's the mental stuff that I was really annoyed with them, because it never did any of the things that they said it did. It's just, I mean, it did regulate blood sugar. I mean, I guess if your problem is that your blood sugar is all over the place, then sure, then it made you less depressed. It made you less whatever.
Yes.
If that was the case, then sure. But why not just say that? Right? Or why not just say,
Sure.
hey, it regulates.
Well-
I guess you can't charge a bunch of money for it if all it does is regulate your blood sugar.
Pretty much. And, with hopefully all the transparency with RFK will happen with some of that stuff. So we'll see.
I don't
The
know.
ball's rolling, but we'll see. I'm kind of a hard nut to crack and to sell things too. I've seen
Our
too much,
medical, and I could do a whole show just on the way our drug system works. Like other countries, for example, they won't sell stuff that we buy,
That's right.
and stuff that they sell we can't get because it's not profitable for somebody, or the FDA doesn't have enough tests or whatever. And it's very strange, right?
Yep. That goes like with what Trigger Man is saying, Americans eat too much sugar. Yes, we do. And it's also in everything, and it's reclassified and relabeled as other things than what it really is, which helps the whole addiction issue also. So people have to get back to the fundamentals of meat, vegetables, and some type of a healthy starch, honestly. Rice, some type of a bean, or einkorn bread or something. Like I used to bake bread. I'm getting back into that too, because I'm not allowed to have normal pasta in America anymore. So fun being Mediterranean and pasta.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Parrots, fast food has sugar in it. I mean, there's literally sugar in McDonald's
Everything.
hamburgers.
There is.
Yeah.
If you got ketchup in Europe, it's not sweet. It's full of sugar in America.
Yeah.
The bread has sugar. Everything has sugar.
Not mustard.
No, not mustard.
That's why I eat mustard.
Yes. Grey Poupon. Remember the old Grey Poupon commercials? It's Grey Poupon.
Yeah. So it's just an interesting thing, right? Like I don't know. Bread and fast foods full of sugar. You're better off honestly eating McDonald's land fries, I think, than McDonald's land hamburgers.
Now, if you see how they make the fries, you might change your mind, sir. It's pretty bad. It's bad.
Nothing lives in 250-degree grease.
No, it doesn't. And we don't even. They used to cook all of our French fries in American tallow. They don't do that anymore either.
Steak and Shake does.
Vegetable. Oh, they do? Steak and Shake?
Yeah.
Is there a Steak and Shake in Texas? I don't know. I don't think I've seen one. I think I've seen them in California.
Has a big, huge publicity campaign here in Nashville area right now about their fries fried in tallow.
Oh, you're where I want to be. You're in Tennessee.
I am in Tennessee.
That's where I wanted to go.
Yeah, Tennessee's where it's at.
Dude, I know. That's where I wanted to go. You have better climate and everything.
Yeah. We have it's interesting. I use a lot of fat in my food. Like I use the best thing ever is like duck fat. And
yep. Mm-hmm.
I use Wagyu tallow.
Same.
So I don't understand. Yeah, I mean, I use real butter. Like we don't have any margarine in the house at all. Like none.
Dude, I don't see how anybody would be eating margarine in 2026.
Well,
honestly,
there are people who still believe it's healthier for them.
Oh,
yeah.
It's a forever chemical. It goes into your fat and never gets out. Good luck with that. My grandmother used to cook with that because they're from the Depression, you know? And so when I got older,
lard, like literally lard. You remember, it's interesting.
I told her, stop doing that.
Yeah. My grandmother, who lived to be 104 years old.
Nice.
Ate bacon and cooked with lard right up until the point she couldn't cook anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And like literal lard, like the stuff that people tell you is just like gonna kill you and stuff. And everything. But it's weird that like all the stuff that they say is good for us, you have to refrigerate. It has an expiration date because it goes bad after a certain date.
Yep.
Lard doesn't have an expiration date. Like you can leave that stuff in your cupboard for 10 years and come back and just fry it right up.
Ghee also has a long shelf life, and you can make that at home.
Yeah, I just don't understand. It's like we had all of this stuff, right? And there's a guy who, and I'm going down really weird rabbit trails here, but there's a guy who I used to watch on YouTube. I think he quit making videos, but he would look at Depression era food. And like it was good food, and they didn't use a lot of refrigeration. Like a lot of it would last for a long time.
Yeah, people didn't have all refrigerators, and if they did, they had to put big blocks of ice in there. Yeah. Most people don't know that. Yeah,
and it's very interesting to me how disposable the society has become. With
I agree.
Now some of it is. I mean, look. I mean, obviously, some things are better.
Meh.
Maybe.
That's kind of meh. That's kind of an opinion, right? All the basics have never changed.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that. Well, I do think that it's that people are having a hard time with digestion and that sort of thing.
Yes.
Because we eat way too many vegetables. We eat way too much bread. We eat things that were supposed to be seasonal. You weren't supposed to be able to get green beans in the middle of winter, and yet I can do that, right? And so and the bread thing is just crazy. And the amount
if you eat bread in Europe, because they're not allowed to use all the GMOs, a couple streams ago, I did a whole thing on food because I know a lot about food, and I make my own ferments. I can make my own bread. I can make my own fermented mayo if you want it. Like I can cook. Okay. And I was doing a whole thing on that. And most people don't realize that the bread is so hybridized today. It's a double protein. It used to be a single. What that means is when it hits the gut, it perforates the gut and it causes irritation to the gut. And eventually, after it breaks through the lining, it goes into the bloodstream, which is why you're seeing all these extra food allergies and autoimmune diseases and all of those things, because it's creating that, because it's constantly disruption. So if you were to go back to traditional wheats like einkorn, aramith, and there's like 2 others, I can't think of them what they are right now. Those have naturally 8 grams of natural protein already in them. It's a single protein. You won't get fat at all. That's why if you go to Italy, you can eat all the pasta that you want. You can do all those things because they're still on a normal food diet, whereas we're all convenient foods and instant gratification, and it's really freaking annoying. So I'm weird, I know. I'm strange.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that I don't know. I think it's very interesting that the way that we look at food now is very skewed. I can and this is actually something my wife thinks this is insane. I can eat basically the same thing every day. I don't need the variety. I don't need something. Now I like it, right? Like, I mean, I enjoy something change, but get up every day and eat the same breakfast. I could go to bed every night having eaten the same dinner or a version of the same dinner. I don't need the variety. And I think what we do is we create a situation where we become very picky and we become very
yeah, probably. That sounds about right, because we've got all these choices and it's like, oh, I want this now. And, oh, I want that now. And,
and you overeat because you want some of all of it, right?
Yeah. So. And your stomach is only the size of your palm of your hand. So, you eat more than this, you're eating too much, really. And then you make your stomach get bigger. So, yeah, absolutely.
Well, I've got to go. I've got to go play with my wife.
I figured.
So, yeah, I mean, the phone's been kind of beeping, but that's all right.
Well, thank you for showing up and get going so your wife isn't upset. And thank you for stopping by. We're going to do this again.
Sure.
More thoroughly. This was completely unplanned. So
yeah,
I'm glad to have you.
Yeah,
You're an interesting fellow.
You've got me on Discord, so you can just message me and tell me, what works, what kind of timeline we need to be on and all of that.
Yeah.
So
and then we'll talk behind the scenes about your life, so I can have proper questions, and we'll go somewhere with it, and then I'll plug your stuff, honey, because I'm good at that.
Okay,
that's what we'll do. All right. Well, you enjoy your
and come on the show.
Sure.
Whenever I have guests or whatever. I don't know when he's around, so I don't go looking for him or anything.
Okay. Well, he's watching. He's heard, I'm sure, and if not, then I will definitely make sure that he knows.
Cool. All right. Well, have a great
thank you, Fred. You too, honey.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was fun. Did everybody enjoy that? That was fun.
There we go. My camera's been slightly out of focus this whole time, and it's really annoying me. All right, guys. There's only 5 of you left. I don't know what happened. Maybe I got boring or whatever. At any rate, I will see you guys later. Friday night. All right. So tomorrow we're going to do Gun Prattle at noon. I think I've got something going on tomorrow night. Debate. Maybe I'll do another show. I don't know. Something's going on tomorrow night. Thursday day shift. I don't think I'm debating Thursday night. I think I was supposed to debate Thursday night, but I think there was a mix up in the schedule. I think it's next Thursday. Yes, it'll be on Kick. The Gun Prattle will be on Kick. I am going to launch a YouTube show, but there will be nothing on it. It'll just say, go to Kick. And then for the Gun Prattle. Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, not sure about. I thought I was supposed to have a debate, but it looks like it got double booked and kicked to next week, which may be rough since I think I'm going to be at SHOT Show next week. Friday night, I'm doing this thing with Tomfoolery that's supposed to be kind of like Piers Morgan's show, which would be great. It'd be cool if that's the case. And then Saturday night, we may or may not do the debate show, or if it may be that I can't I can't do Saturday night because I've got to get ready to go to SHOT Show, and I've got to, depends on how much work I get done between now and then. As always, guys, be cool. Wear glasses if you need them. Go have fun, and I'll see you guys later.